Hello, are you looking to get started on the flute? Well, you've come to the right place. I'm Mr. Rainier, and I'm going to teach you the basics on the flute. So go ahead, grab your flutes and your cases, and we're going to start on the ground. To start, we're going to make sure that our case is facing the correct direction. To do this, we're going to look for our logo. Our logo should be facing upwards. And if our logo is facing upwards, then we can go ahead, open up our case, and voila, our beautiful flute. So there are three main parts to the flute. There's the head joint, the body, and the foot joint. So we're going to start with just our head joint. So go ahead and grab that. So now that we have just our head joint, we can go ahead and try and make noise on just the head joint. So to do this, we're going to first line up this metal plate and the hole with the center of our face or the center of our lips. So place it underneath your bottom lip, and then you're going to try and line up with the center of your face. So go ahead and grab a mirror, or you can do it in your phone camera like this. So lining up just like this. And you might have to experiment a little bit to what makes noise later on. So you might be changing it a bunch. But after you feel like it's aligned, you can go ahead and try and create your embouchure, also known as how your mouth is shaped whenever you play the flute. So to do this, you're going to go poo, poo. So the is going to create this almost frowny face and firm corners. And then the poo is going to open up the aperture, also known as the hole of our mouth. So or how it sounds on the flute, on the head joint. So once you can go consistently on the flute, we can go ahead and add this thing called articulation. And articulation is how we start the front notes with our tongue. So to do this to start, we're going to act like we're going to spit rice or spit a watermelon seed out of our mouth. So we're going to bring our tongue to the front of our lips and blow, quickly removing our tongue. So how that sounds on the head joint is like this. Once we can consistently do the like spitting watermelon seeds, then we can refine this articulation. And we're going to move our tongue inside of our mouth. And we're going to say da, da. So whenever we say da, our tongue is going to touch right between our top teeth and the skin of the roof of our mouth. So da, da, or how it sounds on the flute. So while we're doing this, we're making sure to have that great alignment. And then we're going to have these firm corners. Have that small aperture. Poo, poo. And then just go da, da. Whenever we do this, by the way, whenever we go da, 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 we're going to go ahead and start our air before we release our tongue. So we're going to go da, da. So setting up right before. Try that. Now that we can make great noise on just our head joint and great articulation, let's go ahead and assemble the whole instrument. So like stated before, there's three main parts of the flute. There's the head joint, the body, and the foot joint. So we are going to start assembly with our head joint. So go ahead and grab your head joint out of your case, or if you already have it out, and you're going to want to avoid touching the lip plate. And you just grab here, anywhere else, and then we're going to go ahead and grab the body, or the biggest joint. Whenever we grab the body, we want to grab it up here where there are no keys. Because we grab it down here, we can mess up all these keys, and we can't play the flute. So go ahead and grab it up here, grab it here, and then you're going to insert it and just slowly twist, 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 twist. And then we're going to line up this hole with these keys down here. So you can do that by looking at it like this, looking down the flute, and then lining up those keys. Next, we're going to add the foot joint. So, just like the body joint, we don't want to squeeze these keys. We don't want to squeeze them because that'll ruin our flute. So, grabbing up here on the body and grabbing down here on the foot, we're going to slowly rotate. Now, to line up the foot joint, we're going to line up these keys with this bar right here. I know that it can be satisfying to line up the lines, but we don't want to do that or we'll be uncomfortable while playing the flute. So line up the foot joint bar with the keys right there. And that's how you assemble your instrument. So now that we've gone over instrument assembly, we can go over where to place our hands on the flute. So to start, we're going to start with our left hand on top. We're going to go skip 1, skip 2, 3, pinky right there. Right hand now, skip 1, 2, 3, and then pinky gently resting right there. And then our thumbs, our left hand thumb will sit gently right here, not pressing the key yet, but eventually will. And then our right hand thumb right below our index finger right here. And with this, we can now go over our 3 main points of contact. So our first main point of contact is our left hand where it sits right here. So sitting it right there, that's our first main point of contact. Second main point of contact is this thumb right below our index finger. And then our third main point of contact is with our face. So if we can get those 3 main points of contact, then we will be steady on our flute holding and posture. Whenever we work on our posture now, we're going to sit up tall and put up our flute. And now we're ready to start working on some of the notes. So the first note that we're going to learn is D, okay? So D, we go 2, 3 on our left hand and 1, 2, 3 on our right hand. And then we're also going to add our left hand thumb. We're going to go with this bottom thumb right there. So 2, 3 left hand with our thumb, 1, 2, 3 right hand. And it will sound like this. Our next note that we're going to learn is E flat. So we're going to take our D fingering, so 2, 3, thumb, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to add our right hand pinky right on this top pinky joint. And it will sound like this. Our last note that we're going to learn in this video is F, which uses 1, 2, 3 for our left hand and our thumb, and then 1, and then our right hand pinky. And it will sound like this. So let's review these 3 notes. So we're going to start on the lowest note, which is D, which sounds like this. Go ahead and move up to the E flat. And then lastly, the F. So now that we know these 3 notes, D, E flat, and F, we can go ahead and make some melodies. So we're going to start by you echoing me. So I'm going to turn on a metronome, and you're going to follow what I do using your ear. So we're going to start on our lowest pitch, also known as D. 1, 2, me first. was very good. Now that we have done some echo patterns, you can either redo those or you can try to make your own song using those 3 notes. If I was going to make my own song, this is what it would sound like. I encourage you to be very creative whenever making songs with these 3 notes, D, E flat, and F. And that's the fun of playing the flute and making music. But eventually, you're going to be tired and you're going to have to put your flute away. So there's a few steps that you need to do to make sure that your flute stays in good condition, which one of them is to swab our instrument. So go ahead, take your head joint gently out of your body, and you're going to set your body gently in your case. And then you're going to grab your swab stick and also your swab, and you're going to find a corner of your swab and you're going to put it inside of this hole right here. And you pull it through, and then you wrap the swab around the stick just like this. Take your head joint and you're going to gently push it in, being very, very gentle, not to stab, just very gently push and rotate. And that will get rid of all the moisture and all the spit, all the gross stuff inside of your head joint. Then once you get done with that, you can put your head joint back into your case and grab the body and the foot that's still together. And you're going to gently take the same swab and put it inside. Make sure not to squeeze any of the keys. Now you want to make sure not to put this swab and stick fully inside, because if you do, it could get stuck and then you can't play the flute and that won't be good. So you want to be very, very careful whenever doing this and not put it fully inside. So just a little bit, make sure you can still grab it, rotate. Then you go to the other side. Other side, making sure not to squeeze any of the keys. You can do that, rotate, get all that spit and moisture out, and then put this over here. Deassemble your foot and your body and put it back into your case, just like you found it. Just like this. And then also, we can move our swab from our stick. And then the last thing before we go, we're going to make sure to remove the swab from the stick. And then we're going to lift up our body right here and put the stick right in this crevice right here. Put the body back. And then you can close up your case. And then we're going to take our wet swab and we're going to put it on the outside of our flute. So you can just tie it right to your handle. We don't want to put our swab into our case because of all the moisture that's inside of it. We want to make sure that it can air out outside. And there you go. Your instrument is fully disassembled and cleaned. Thank you so much for learning the flute with me. I hope that you're encouraged to be creative and to keep practicing and developing on the flute. And day by day, you'll continue to grow and see improvements. You're going to do great on the flute.